Good day, everyone. How are you today? This is Teacher Mary Carr of Gamblish.com. Today, we will continue answering the activity from the lesson that we've discussed from our last video in this book, English Reading Basic 5. This will help you to understand more about the passage and to widen your vocabulary. So now, let's begin. We will answer 3 activities today. It is related from the passage about samurai. We have here reading comprehension, writing practice, and summarizing practice. So now, let's start from the first activity, which is the reading comprehension. In this part, I am going to read the questions and then also the choices, and I will give you some time to think about the best answer. Are you ready now? So let's start. Number 1. At first, who did samurais work for? A. They work for the president. B. They work for the lower class. C. They work for the upper class. Next, number 2. What is the national flower of Japan? A. The cherry blossom. B. The rose of Sharon. C. The lily. Then, number 3. Samurais wear armor and blank. A. Use guns. B. Use arrows. C. Use swords. And number 4. There were many samurais in Japan, and they blank. A. Affected Western culture a lot. B. Affected Japanese culture a lot. C. Affected Chinese culture a lot. Okay, so let's answer it now. The answer in number 1 is C. They work for the upper class. So let's see why this is the answer here. Here is the sentence that will support our answer in number 1. Samurais work for the upper class. How about number 2? The answer is A. The cherry blossom. Here, the cherry blossom is the national flower of Japan. Then, number 3, the answer is letter C. Use swords. Here is the sentence. They wore armor and used swords. And number 4, the answer is letter B. Affected Japanese culture a lot. Here, there were a lot of samurais in Japan, and those samurais affected Japanese culture a lot. Now, we've finished the first activity. We can proceed to the next one, which is the summarizing practice. In this part, we will complete the sentence with the expression from the passage. Here is the question. Who are samurais? Samurais were high-ranking blank. What do you think is the answer here? Good! The answer is Soldiers in Japan. Samurais were high-ranking soldiers in Japan. Now, we can proceed to the last activity, which is the summarizing practice. In this part, I am going to read, and we will complete the summary with the words from the passage. So, are you ready now? Let's start. Samurais were noble bloc in Japan. They worked to serve the upper class first and black the country later. Samurais affected Japanese culture. There were some black samurais too. So now, what do you think is the missing words here? Let's start to answer the first sentence. The answer here is soldiers. How about on the second sentence? The missing word is govern. And the last missing word is Western. So now, let's read it again. Samurais were noble soldiers in Japan. They worked to serve the upper class first and govern the country later. Samurais affected Japanese culture. There were some Western samurais too. Good! So I hope that you got all the correct answers here. This is the end of our activity for today. I hope that you enjoy it and you learn a lot. It is fun and exciting to learn English. Again, this is Teacher Mary Carr of Camplish.com. See you in our next video. Goodbye.